that in the context, and we spend a lot of time, Siddharth, trying to look at the question of migrant workers, laborers who are moving from here and there. But let's talk about you and me, Siddharth. Let's talk about people like you and me. Let's talk about our, young reporters. Let's talk about cameramen. I mean, explain to me, is the government worried that those who may be in this bracket of, say, 15 lakh to 25 lakh per annum, if these are all people who end up being laid off, Anurag is right, it could end up creating a very serious...
Mr. Chaudhary, I just want a clarification. You're taking 15 to 20 lakhs per month, people like you and Mr. Zarabi?
No, per annum.
I know, you didn't get my joke. You didn't get my joke.
I wish, Anurag. That's what I was saying. I wish. I would have also believed that, but Siddharth, is the government worried that you could well have a scenario? You could well have a scenario where a lot of people may end up just coming on the roads. How's the government going to deal with it?
Bhupen, if we could have, we should have played a video that I think will bring you to tears and tears of sadness and frustration from Delhi today. By all verifiable accounts, a sabzi wala who had mangoes of several thousand rupees on his thela went away from that thela, and that thela was looted within a matter of minutes.
Imagine.
I have not seen such scenes, and I believe this, that the poorer you are, the more honest you are in this country. You could trust your life with a poor person, and today I see signs of desperation, of pain, and it's extremely difficult to not get emotional while talking about this situation. I think the migrant labor, and I actually hate calling them migrants. I think they are oppressed. They have shown us the mirror, because as governments and as industry, collectively this nation has failed those people.
Well, I want to know, what is it the government has indulged in sweet talk? There is no other way to
I will be very, very blunt. When I saw interviews by leading finance ministry mandarins saying that they did not know how to prepare a database, and it was truly shocking, shameful. And I say this to serving secretary in the Ministry of Finance, to make such a wrong admission is an admission of his inaptitude, his ignorance, his willful disregard of humanity and of this great majestic country built on the blood of our forefathers. For a secretary to say that he cannot get a database, all he needed to do was to ask private telecom operators to get a SMS system set up, and within 24 hours you would have had 10 crore people in that database. This is the shallowness and the ignorance of people who otherwise have spent thousands of crore on Aadhaar, on BPL databases, on Manrega databases, on so many other databases. And we live with this kind of willful ignorance, deliberate malfeasance, and criminal inaptitude being shown on media, and that conventional media does not even question such an officer for me.
That's my problem. That's my
statement.
That's my problem.
I'm sorry, I'm getting angry, but
no, I'm with you. I'm with you. I cannot say this in as explicit words more than what I'm attempting to do today. That I think the Indian media today, the Indian conventional media, is really letting itself down. It's letting this great country of ours down by continuing to play this bagpiper's role. It is shocking. It is dismaying that at this time, when either people are losing their jobs, when either people are facing this kind of extreme distress, we are still obsessed about looking for some God-forsaken Congress versus BJP kind of a story and falling in for...
And I'm really sorry that I am not able to open. I am really sorry that
there are enough people who are doing stories like you. I mean, you may talk of mainstream. Even in mainstream media, there are channels, there are anchors, there are shows
Yeah,
that are talking about the plight of the migrant laborers.
Yes.
They are talking about reality of job losses.
I'm with you.
They are asking difficult questions
I'm
to
with
the
you.
powers.
But
we can do better.
Anurag,
But we can do better.
Anurag,
Anurag, you know,
I can
did
tell
what?
you
I
that
don't
that
time for
there is
political
no
correctness.
economic journalist who is doing justice to the state of economic affairs of this country today.
Disgusting.
It is
that's
disgusting.
my fear. That's my Uda, one final point for you. Yes, Uda, go ahead.
I want to come back to the question you raised about the job losses for middle class, right? So I'll agree with Mr. Sanjeeva saying that the job losses for middle class will actually take place now because people were hoping, like I said. And the only way to stop this is if the government starts focusing on how to restart businesses. If businesses stay alive, the jobs will stay alive.
Yes.
That's the point.
So
If
that
businesses stay alive, jobs will stay alive. Simple point. You know what, Uda? How
Bhupen, can I make one
stay
more
alive?
point?
I've run out of time, but I just want to say this. I just want to say this in conclusion, that the only way to put pressure on the government, as it should happen in any democracy, is to scrutinize the government's policies. If you stop scrutinizing the government's policies, you will get what Siddharth Sarabi has told us, that you will have a scenario where senior bureaucrats will say something, make an admission, and they will get away with it. Talk to Bhupen is not that kind of a platform, and I don't intend to be that kind of a platform. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us and helping us understand a story which I think will continue to make waves for a very, very long time. I think all of us are in for a rough 6 months to 7 month period. All I can say is please keep your fingers crossed, stay well, stay safe. Thanks very much. Goodbye.
Thank you, Bhupen.
Good night.